First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. People are strange. They neither wish to live nor die. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary and in few words. Only the educated are free. If you seek truth, you will not seek to gain a victory by every possible means, and when you have found truth, you need not fear being defeated. Suffering arises from trying to control what is uncontrollable, or from neglecting what is within our power. Freedom is not achieved by satisfying desire, but by eliminating it. Habits and faculties are necessarily affected by the corresponding acts. Above all, avoid speaking of persons, either in the way of praise or blame or comparison. If you can, win over the conversation of your company to what it should be by your own. But if you should find yourself cut off without escape among strangers and aliens, be silent. Keep death and exile daily before thine eyes, with all else that men deem terrible, but more especially death. Then wilt thou never think a mean thought, nor covet anything beyond measure. They swear to hold no other dearer than Caesar, you to hold our true selves dearer than all else beside. Rightly to aim in all these cases is the wise man's task. You are impatient and hard to please. True instruction is this, to learn to wish that each thing should come to pass as it does. When you want to hear a philosopher, do not say, "You say nothing to me." Only show yourself worthy or fit to hear, and then you will see how you will move the speaker. Knowest thou what kind of speck you art in comparison with the universe? That is, with respect to the body, since with respect to reason, thou art not inferior to the gods. And in what wise treat I those to whom you stand in fear and awe? Is it not as slaves? Who, when he seeth me, doth not think that he beholdeth his master and his king? Everything has two handles, the one by which it may be carried, the other by which it cannot. To have left undone what thou shouldst have done, to have lost the faithfulness, the reverence, the modesty that is in thee. If you do not wish to be prone to anger, do not feed the habit. When you have decided that a thing ought to be done and are doing it, never shun being seen doing it, even though the multitude should be likely to judge the matter amiss. For if you are not acting rightly, shun the act itself. If rightly, however, why fear misplaced censure? Does a philosopher apply to people to come and hear him? Does he not rather, of his own nature, attract those that will be benefited by him, like the sun that warms and the food that sustains them? As God hath ordained, so do, else thou wilt suffer chastisement and loss. Askest thou what loss? Never call yourself a philosopher, nor talk a great deal among the unlearned about theorems, but act conformably to them. Thus, at an entertainment, don't talk how persons ought to eat, but eat as you ought. For remember that in this manner Socrates also universally avoided all ostentation. Refuse altogether to take an oath if you can, if not, as far as may be. If any be unhappy, let him remember that he is unhappy by reason of himself alone, for God hath made man to enjoy felicity and constancy of good. What prison? Where he is already, for he is there against his will. And wherever a man is against his will, that to him is a prison. Thou shalt not blame or flatter any. If you have assumed a character beyond your strength, you have both played a poor figure in that, and neglected one that is within your powers. It is hard to combine and unite these two qualities, the carefulness of one who is affected by circumstances, and the intrepidity of one who heeds them not. But it is not impossible, else were happiness also impossible. For the greatness of reason is not measured by length or height, but by the resolves of the mind. He that hath no musical instruction is a child in music. He that hath no letters is a child in learning. He that is untaught is a child in life. Not even on finding himself in a well-ordered house does a man step forward and say to himself, I must be master here, else the lord of that house. This whole world is one great city, and one is the substance whereof it is fashioned. Vice has nothing in common with virtue, nor freedom with slavery. If thou wouldst make progress, be content to seem foolish and void of understanding with respect to outward things. Care not to be thought to know anything. If any should make account of thee, distrust thyself. What you shun enduring yourself, attempt not to impose on others. You shun slavery, beware of enslaving others. Man, if thou art aught, strive to walk alone and hold converse with yourself, instead of skulking in the chorus. At length think, look around thee, bestir thyself, that thou mayest know who thou art.